Hello, welcome or welcome back. I'm Bo, and this is the budget for the 8th of March to the 21st of March. And yes, I am doing this late, but better late than never, I guess. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm doing my best. It's been a time. I just got back from a Caribbean cruise with my partner. It was for, in case you didn't know, our really good friend's wedding and birthday. So it was a whole thing. And we got back, things got crazy. My cat threw up all over my budget binder. It's been a time. But we're getting into it. So let's go. I am basing this paycheck budget off of two things. So first, the monthly budget that I already did, and second, the paycheck budget from last paycheck, because I'm going to fill in the blanks of the budget, so to speak. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how I do this. We're doing it real detailed, y'all, because we're gonna make these numbers add up. Okay. So this is a bare bones budget. This is he actually already got this paycheck, obviously, because it was the paycheck on the 8th. He already got this paycheck, but we're going to do bare bones budget for this, even though we know how much his check is, because it kind of like guides where we're going, and what's left over is going to go to priorities. So yeah, we're still going to put estimated numbers instead of the real numbers. It'll make sense. At the end, I promise. Oh, well, it makes sense to me. If you get confused, let a girl know. Okay, so his paycheck, we're budgeting for $1,348. My paycheck, oh, good grief, my paycheck, we're budgeting $1,003, and it's going to be how much from savings? Oh, we're not planning to take anything from savings this time, but rollover, we already actually know rollover is $478. From last paycheck. So I am going to put that there for once, y'all. I actually did it this time. Okay, so rollover 478, and the total of that is, okay, so 1,348 plus 1,003 plus 478 is 2,829. Ooh, somebody's mad. Somebody's honking. 2,829. Okay, and no investments because too much debt. And then his spending, we are going to have, we're going to set aside half of the rent, right? So we're just going to put it right here in front of the budgeted line, because the budgeted amount is going to add up in rollover. So I'll show you how that goes. So this is $613. And kid bills, we are budgeting $120, right? Yeah, $120. B&D collections, we're actually done with that. So after this budget worksheet, that is going to be taken out. And then internet, we're budgeting $71 because that did not come out last paycheck like it was supposed to. And S&M collections, $50. Heating bill, I know how much it actually is, but we want this to match the monthly budget so that I'm not like messing up the numbers when I do this closeout. So we're gonna budget $470. We want consistency, y'all. We want everything to line up. Federal student loans, did that already get paid? It did not. So that is $36. And electric bill is $245. And that's that. So we are planning to roll over just this amount, right? Yeah, because these are going to come out. So we're just going to roll over $613. And we got 120 plus 71 plus 50 plus 470 plus 36 plus 245 plus 613 equals 1605. So we're going to take that from the total here. So 2829 minus 1605 is 1224 left over. And then since his budget is actually, his half of the budget is in his account, my half of the budget is in my account. These are actually separate accounts that are on the same budget so that we can budget together and we can make all the numbers add up together. And you can see the full picture of our household budget. So this rollover is his and that paycheck. So 1348 plus 478 is his total budget, is 1826. And then we're going to subtract the 1224. So 602 is what he has to save. Oh, wow, that's nice. That's real nice. This is the way it's supposed to be, y'all. So 602 is what's going to go in the subtotal here. So if we're doing all the math right, so his bare bones budget is 1348. He's rolling over 478. And then we have these expenses coming out, including a rollover of $613, which is half of the rent. So that things like level out, right? So that's a subtotal of 1,605. Leaves us with 1224. And if you take that 1224 from the total, good grief, did I mess that up? Did I mess that up? I messed that up. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Good grief. What did I do? I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did, y'all. But that actually, whew, where did I get that $600? I don't know where I got that $600 from. Okay, so, whew, okay. Let's do this math again. Y'all, sometimes I be struggling. Okay. 2829 minus 1605 is 1224. And we're going to subtract what my paycheck is, which is 1,003. That's my budgeted paycheck. So what he has left is actually 221. Good grief. That's way off. How did I do that? I don't know what I did. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen, even though I'm absolutely not editing this video. You are getting the raw, unfiltered version of me here. So that is 221 that he has to save. And if we go to the savings and debt tracker, which is what we did for last paycheck, right? So what do we have for his savings? We did the kid saving already. We did $46 of the personal loan. So the total that we want to save per month for the personal loan is $198. So 198 minus 46 means we have 152 left to save for the personal loan for this month. So we're going to do that. So 152. Good grief. And then after that, we go to the personal loan. I mean, not the personal loan, his emergency fund for the rest. So 221 minus 152 is 69. So $69. I like that number. $69, don't mind me, I'm clearly 13, is budgeted to go to his emergency fund. That brings us to a subtotal of $221, and we are going to double check, triple check this math yet again. 1224 minus 221 is 1,003. So let's check this again. Okay, so we have 1348 plus 478 is 1826 minus 1605, 221. Okay. Ah, yes, it works out. It works out, y'all. It works out. Okay, so that finishes his portion of the budget here. So these two numbers add up to the rollover plus his paycheck. So we are good with his side. Now for my side of the budget. We have monthly bills coming out. What is left? Now the YouTube Premium family was actually more than budgeted for, but we're still going to go with the numbers from the monthly budget. So according to the monthly budget, the total amount that I was supposed to spend on monthly bills was $55, and we're going to subtract what was budgeted for last paycheck. So that's minus 37. So $18 is the budget, because we want these numbers to line up. We want in the end, if you do this the way I do it, right? Because I don't do, my monthly budget isn't a calendar month. It's 2 paychecks put together, because I think that is simpler than trying to do a calendar month for the monthly budget and then do paychecks for the other one. That's too complicated for me. I don't know how y'all do it. More power to you though. But because I do it this way, what we can do is add up these two budgets to get this one. That's the goal, y'all. That's the goal. Okay, so his debt, we are budgeting 167 because it's 167 every 2 weeks. So 167 for that. And then dining out, we're going to be delusional again and say 30. I try to lie to myself. I don't know why I do. It's like, I feel like if I budget more for dining out, I know I'm probably going to spend more. But if I budget more for dining out, then I'll go even further over. Or at least that's like how it happens in my brain. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But $30 for that. Groceries, we are going with $220 because it is $110 per week. Transportation, transportation for the month is $120, and so transportation is $120 for the month. And then the paycheck, I put in 60, so 60 is what's left. And then all of the other ones, the numbers actually line up with how much I gave last paycheck. So I'm not going to put any money in the rest of these for this paycheck, and we're just gonna deal with it. So let's add that all up. We have 18 plus 167 plus 30 plus 220 plus 60. 495 for the subtotal for my spending. Now, from transportation, from groceries down, that money's either spent or it isn't. Oh, wait, no, just kidding. From good grief, from dining out up, those are either spent or they're not, but none of the funds are rolled over. For groceries down, that money is considered spent. And then if I go over, then I add it to the amount. But, oh, and you know what? Now we're going to get into it. The other like crisis besides my cat throwing up all over my budget binder. So this, you remember how I showed you that there was money in here? Now there isn't. Now this is empty. We're not doing this anymore. We're not doing cash except for groceries. Groceries is the only category that is going to be cash because, well, that and clown repellent is still going to have cash in it. And of course, earnings Hemingway is still going to have its change. But what had happened was the kids, and you know, skip a couple minutes if you want, it's okay. But some of you might want to know, right? I am moving away from keeping cash at home, aside from these two, the spare change and the Chicago bucks. The kids have reached the age where they have sticky fingers. For purposes of things on the internet staying there forever, we're not going to get into which of the kids develop sticky fingers. But my partner's kids somehow came up with $70. Mind you, they are 9, 9, and 6. So twin 9-year-olds and a 6-year-old. Where did they get $70, you ask? That's a good question. It's a good question. They certainly don't have jobs, right? So they somehow materialized $70. And thankfully, they are not good at being sneaky. So that money has been recovered. I'm not going to say who that money was taken from. I'm not going to say who took it. However, we're not taking that risk, y'all. We're not taking that risk. So cash, nope. No longer in the house, aside from what is actually meant to be used for them anyway. So clown repellent is for them anyway. Earnings Hemingway is for them. This is Earnings Hemingway here. My little piggy is saving for Halloween, so we can get decorations and costumes and whatnot. Clown repellent is meant to be emotional regulation tools. So like we got these feelings books, which help them with talking about their feelings and navigating feelings. And they love the book so much. And they love doing the little activities, and it's a whole thing. And then also some other tools and toys for that. So these benefit them anyway. If sticky fingers happen with these, they're just taking from themselves. So that is what it is. I don't want them to get sticky fingers with this money, but if it does happen, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. But this binder right here, let me double check the number. I'm not going to show you the deposit slip because I just deposited this money today. I'm not going to show you the deposit slip. It does have account information on it, but this had $1,468 in it. We're not doing that. We're not risking sticky fingers with that. So instead of this, for these categories, what we're doing is the money's just going to stay in the bank account. It's just going to stay in the bank. And I came up with this little cheat sheet. So this is what was in these particular envelopes. The rest was in the unstuffed cash envelope, which says income, because I was too lazy to make my own labels, and this is the stickers that came with the binder. But this is how much was in these categories. And if you look a little closer, I have the categories across the top, and this is March, this is April. I figured I could put them on 2 pages because otherwise there would have been a lot of blank space on the page, and we're not trying to waste paper. So this is all my spending. These are my revolving categories. So this is the money that like rolls over to the next paycheck. So this is transportation was empty, but I had $120 in health, $25 in household, $174 in birthdays, $186 in clothing, $166 in shoes, and $192 in pet food. Nothing in personal that I spent. So that is the starting balance, essentially, because that's how much I just counted today, because I just put that money in the bank. And we are going to use this little cheat sheet to track the balances of these envelopes, because I'm no longer keeping this cash on hand. And I decided I'm not going to do prop money either, because it's an extra step and it's not really necessary. I'm just going to track the balances and take from it as needed. Wait, y'all, struggle bus. Anyway, all that being said, let's get back to the regularly scheduled program 5 minutes later. Okay. So that is $495 for my spending categories, and I'm going to subtract that from the 1,003. So 1,003 minus $495 is $508. So my remainder is $508. And that is how much I am going to save. Wow, really? Really? That much? let me double check. Okay. So yeah, 1,003 per paycheck. Okay. Yep, that's right. Okay. So 508 is what's going to be left here for my saving. So 508 is going to be split between these categories. So we're going to, and it just occurred to me, I should have put in the, nope, it's coming from savings anyway. It's not coming out of his paycheck. I'm not cash flowing him going to the emergency room. That's going to come from the emergency fund, and we're just going to deal with it. We're just going to deal with it. I'm not letting spending from savings mess with my budget. Okay. So let's do this. We're gonna move clown repellent. We're gonna move little piggy, and we're gonna double down on these cheat sheets. Previous budget and monthly budget. So registration and license fully funded. All the annual bills fully funded. And then we're going to go down to insurance. Insurance, we budgeted for the month $284. We already contributed $89. So 284 minus 89 is 195. So 195 is going to insurance. And then car maintenance. I didn't put anything towards that last paycheck. So this paycheck, it's getting the whole 136. And then Christmas, I budgeted $92. So 92 minus the 46. It should be 46. Yeah, 46. So 46 is budgeted for Christmas. And yes, that is regardless of the fact that out of the $92, I only actually contributed 20. We're not doing that. This $92 is basically double the two highest cards that I could pull. So that's what we're going to do. So 46 for Christmas. And then what's next? My emergency fund. We budgeted $85 for it. So $85 was the full budget for my emergency fund. And then $14 came out of that first paycheck. So 85 minus 14 is 71. So $71 is budgeted for my emergency fund. And then vacation, we budgeted 60 for that. I'm going to put 60 here. I'm going to put 60 here only because I already budgeted 60, but I don't think I'm actually going to put that 60 in vacation. Let's be real, because I already spent this money. So I think it's a little weird to put this money in vacation and then take it out of vacation in the same paycheck. I don't think that works, like, mathematically. I don't think it works mathematically. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But it's going in the budget because it's what was in the monthly budget. So let's make sure this adds up correctly. So we have 195 plus 136 plus 46 plus 71 plus 60 equals 508. Y'all, the math worked out. The math worked out. So budget remaining 0. And we're not planning to spend any savings, even though there is going to actually be money coming out of savings because emergency room visit. So final budget, that is a zero-based budget. That does not mean that I have zero money in my bank account. That means every dollar has a job. So let's bring this boy back in for my side of the budget just to show you. So that means, my monthly bills, $18, and that is for my car wash membership. 167 for his debt, 30 for dining out because I'm Delulu. Sometimes Delulu is the Salulu, y'all. Groceries for 220, transportation for 60, subtotal of 495. Then for my savings, 195 for insurance, 136 for car maintenance, 46 for Christmas, emergency fund 71, vacation 60, and that's not really what's going to happen, but I don't want to mess with the numbers for my monthly budget. So we're just going to stick with it, and it's going to work out, y'all. It's going to work out. But yeah, this is how I make my paycheck budget from the previous budgets that I already made. So that's combining it with the monthly budget and the paycheck budget from the paycheck before to get these numbers that are left over. So this should be fairly accurate, not completely. I already know the heating bill is going to be less than $470. I don't know how much the electric bill is going to be because I can't log into that. But I connected the heating bill to my online bill pay in Ally Bank. So I do see that early, but I don't see the electric bill early. Because I don't actually have the login for it because it's in my partner's name. So, unless he checks it, I don't know what it is in advance. But that is it. That is all. Let me know, how do you do your monthly budget? Do you do the calendar month or do you do it by paycheck? And if so, do you stick with it? Do you stick with your monthly budget, like, for your second bi-weekly budget? Like, or do you, like, adjust it as the times change? Because I don't know, it makes me nervous trying to adjust it, because then the two bi-weekly budgets don't add up to the month, and it confuses me. And then the numbers don't add up to the same thing, and I don't know, I get scared, y'all. But that's it. That's all. I appreciate you so much. Let me know how you doing. Let me know how you doing. Let me know if you're doing, are you at least doing better than me? Are you at least doing better than me? You don't got, like, kids with sticky fingers and cats throwing up on your budget book. I can't make this up, y'all. I really can't. Okay. Whoosah. Let's breathe. Let's breathe. Whoosah. It's all good. It's all good. We're fine. Everything's good here. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Never forget that you deserve financial stability. And I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye. Oh, and also, in case you didn't know, I know I've said in the comments before, but in case you didn't know, this line is not a problem. I've had it checked by a dermatologist. I promise. I'm fine. I'm fine. I smashed my finger and I have a scar on my nail bed, and now it just grows into my nail. I can't do anything about it, but it's not a problem. I'm not unhealthy. It's fine. I love you. Bye.